A disturbing case is unfolding in Atlanta, Georgia, where at least 17 women and teenage girls have gone missing after responding to the same job listing posted on Indeed. Authorities say the victims, mostly women in their 20s and 30s, had each applied for a job through the popular employment platform. The listing appeared to come from a legitimate hiring manager, and applicants were reportedly sent a link or address to attend an in-person interview. None of them have been heard from since. This alarming situation has sparked concern over online employment scams. Officials are urging the public to remain cautious when sharing personal information or attending interviews, especially if the job posting or location seems suspicious. While details about the company and the job position remain unclear, police confirm that these 17 women are officially listed as missing. This is not a rumor. Families and investigators are actively searching for answers. Job seekers are advised to verify company credentials, avoid unfamiliar locations, and never share sensitive data unless they are certain the employer is legitimate.
Hey, boo. Not only is it almost impossible for people to get jobs, by the way, don't quit your job if you really don't need to, because people are finding it almost impossible to get another job. Not only are we dealing with this crisis in America at the moment, y'all, you can't even trust the job search engines no more. You cannot trust the internet. You can't trust nothing. Y'all, you can't trust Indeed. That's where everybody goes to look for a job, right? So come to find out, there are some legit businesses on there, but a lot of it is becoming a scam, y'all. Not only is it a struggle to get a job, now it's a struggle to even fill out an application to get a job. Nothing is to be trusted, so beware.
Okay, y'all, I'm gonna try to make this video as short as possible so I won't have to do a part 2. Y'all, stop using Indeed to apply for jobs. Or if you do, be very, very cautious. So some of you may know, some of you may not know, but a lot of people are using Indeed to upload or create fake job postings. And when you apply for the jobs, they use your information for crazy ass shit. Now look, usually I'm very, very on point and I always listen to my intuition. But this time, I don't know what the fuck happened. I should have listened to my intuition, but I didn't. I applied for this job. The company on Indeed is called Task Hustle. That's TaskHustle. Task Hustle. Now, I know they're not the only ones on there that's doing that, but this is just the one that I ran into that did it to me. I applied for this company and I got a response back maybe about a day or two after I applied for the company. I had a little interview, and usually, I done got jobs and shit, and sometimes interviews don't be that long, but this interview was very vague. Like, it's just, I don't know, it was just giving weird vibes. I still decided to follow through with the interview anyway, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm just tripping with whatever. So he was like, I will receive a call back about a day or two afterwards to basically let me know if I got hired and shit like that. I received a call back and they told me that I got the job and shit like that, and that when was I available to start training. Now, if you know, some jobs may do this, but I never ran across one that do this. When you training for a job, they usually give you like a set day. It's a whole team training and all of that shit like that. He asked me when could I start training, and he asked if I could train this Tuesday, which is the 8th. No, the 9th. Sorry, the 9th. Today is the 9th. I told him, yeah, not thinking nothing of it. Now, this one started getting real weird. He was like, the supervisor will reach out to me and that I needed to basically download the app Telegram on my phone, and because that's what they use for their company to communicate. A lot of companies use Telegram. That's legit, but a lot of people are also using Telegram to do fraudulent ass shit. I download Telegram, and here comes Tuesday. Today the supervisor reached out to me and sent me like basically a long paragraph saying that we will be doing this and doing that, and to basically set up accounts for Bitcoin and all this other shit. And I immediately was like, huh? This is part 2 of stop using Indeed, or just be really, really careful when using Indeed, because it is some legit companies that do use Indeed, and it is a lot of fake ones, but you just have to, recognize real from a fake. So boom, he asked me to set up the accounts or whatever, and then he also proceeds to say that I need to open up a bank account with Chase, Wells Fargo, or Bank of America. So immediately I stopped right there because that was it. Like, I mind y'all, yes, it was a lot of red flags. Yes, it's a lot of shit that I could have prevented from even getting to him saying anything about the banks. But bro, I really wasn't thinking my job. I'm just looking for a second job. I already have a first work from home job. I just want a second one because I still be having too much time on my hands. And so I really wasn't just paying attention when I applied for the shit because I applied for a lot of jobs. So after that, I immediately stopped right there and I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that shit. So I told him to give me a call. Mind y'all, they trying to train me and do all this other shit strictly through Telegram, strictly through messaging, no call, no video, no nothing. So when he give me a call, I let him know. I'm like, hey man, I don't know what y'all got going on, but like I'm hipped onto this shit. I was like, this some fraudulent ass. Like, this not a real job. I'm gonna report you hoes. Like, I'm just going off at this point because for one, I'm irritated, not just for myself but for others, because it's really people out here looking for a job in real life who don't have no job, looking for ways to make money, and you hoes playing with people and y'all playing with people information, and that shit not cool. But this where the shit got crazy at. I get an email from the IRS basically saying that my social security was used for fraudulent activity and that I was being investigated. Immediately, I already knew what the fuck was going on and who the fuck did the shit. They told me that I had to give them a call basically ASAP because of the shit that was going on, and they had like the number and all of that in the email. Why I give them a call, and they basically let me know that 25 banks was opened up in my name and that my name is being used for identity theft. That's just the moral of the story. I'm literally about to run out of time. I got like 20 something seconds. But more of the story is watch what y'all apply for and watch for these fake ass companies on Indeed. And don't judge nobody because it's some weird ass hoes in my comments. Some, oh, why would you apply anyway? Okay, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I did it and it's a lesson learned. Like, this just for people, a warning, because some people really don't know and this could happen to anybody.
Y'all really be getting in people comments just saying any darn thing. Why wouldn't she apply on Indeed? That's where a lot of good jobs are. Yeah, I mean that's where they used to be, but apparently now it's where a lot of good scams are. But I just hate how fast the world is changing, and it's changing in a crooked way.
Definitely got to be careful on Indeed. So I had a friend just tell me the story of a woman who she put in some applications on Indeed or whatever, just the whoop-de-whoop. She applies to this call center, or so she thought. So she applies, she gets the interview, good. Now they send her the location. This is where things get a little bit iffy. The location is some warehouse. She still has the number that contacted her. She calls to confirm that this is their address. She walks in. She sits down and waits for her interview. There's a man who comes from the back room and he approaches her and says, hey, I'm such and such. We've been texting. Come for your interview. Come to the back. She goes in this back room with this man. I'm gonna just cut the chase. The next day she was reported missing. 2 months later, they find her in the woods. You know what? Y'all, be careful, stay dangerous. Be very mindful of Indeed. The scams are so ridiculous, but not only are they scams, there are unimaginable evils waiting for the opportunity.
The world that we living in right now, you cannot trust nobody. You got to be looking over your shoulder constantly because you just never know what can happen in a split second. I have been applying to Indeed for many years now, and Indeed have been easily to get me a job. Well, it's been really hard to get a job recently because maybe in Florida, there's so many people moving to Florida and in my area especially. But that's neither here nor there. That's besides the point. The point is to make sure you are being careful. I applied on Indeed and I had received a phone call from this guy. The man on the other end of the phone is like, hello, yada, yada, yada. I'm such and such. You applied on Indeed and we would like to offer you a position. Would you like to come in for an interview? Of course. Mind you, this is a normal Thursday that he called me and I was going to do the interview on a Friday. It was kind of sketchy to me because he asked me, can I come in at 7 at night? 7 p.m. On top of meeting him at 7 p.m., it was just supposed to be me and him doing an interview in a random warehouse. That threw me off. So I just go along with it because it was a housekeeping position, and I've done housekeeping in a warehouse before. But I just went along with it. I said, okay, I'll meet you. Sounds good, yada, yada, yada. He gave me his number. I'm supposed to meet him the next day. Okay, so boom, the next day come. I was perfectly fine up until it was about 5 p.m. And I I was feeling really eerie. I was all of a sudden not feeling good. And I was just like shaking the feeling or whatever. I give my kids kisses, hugs, or whatever, my usual when I'm going to an interview. And then at 6 o'clock, I get dressed. I go get in my car. And as I'm sitting in my car, I just feel real sick to my stomach, like literally. So I'm like, this got to be my intuition telling me not even to go to this interview. And I always listen to my intuition, but I always get a second opinion as well. So I sit in the car. I call my mama. I talked to my mama. My mom was like, if you feeling some type of way, don't go. That's God telling you not to go. Okay, so boom. I also called my FC because we talk about everything. And she knew I was going to this interview. And she was telling me, girl, do not go. If you feeling some type of way about meeting this man at a warehouse at 7 o'clock at night, and at the time, this was before daylight savings, it was pitch black outside. She was like, don't go. Moral of the story is I listened to my intuition. I also listened to my FC and my mama, and I just did not even much go to that interview. And I'm glad that I didn't, because it was an eerie feeling, and I had got this whisper in my ear, and I know it couldn't be nobody but God. Baby, be careful. That lady said be careful, and she's serious, because I'm also telling you to be careful when you apply on Indeed, because you never know who you could be running into or what can happen to you. That poor lady went to that interview at that random warehouse, and she ended up unalive in the woods. My condolences.
Do not apply for jobs on Indeed, because if you apply for a job on Indeed, it's a good chance, not every time, but it's a 95% chance that that job is a scam. If you are going to apply for a job on Indeed, I highly recommend you only apply to jobs that allow you to apply on the company site. Because if not, you're going to be receiving all types of emails and phone calls from jobs that you didn't apply for, hearing from people that you don't want to hear from. It's almost like they turn into bill collectors. So if you're going to apply for a job, do it. And I'm not saying don't use Indeed. All I'm saying is, please make sure to actually go to the company website and verify that this position and this job is real, because it's a good chance it's not.
Ain't nobody trying to help the environment. Ain't nobody trying to help or save global warming. Ain't nobody trying to make sure we keep the trees up and everything that this universe needs to survive and keep our oceans clean. No. We ain't busy doing none of that. We busy scamming people on Indeed. People that are trying to get by, people that are trying to pay their bills, people that are trying to put food on their table, people that are trying to pay their daycare bills, their rent, their mortgage, hell, their water bill. People trying to keep their water on. And this is what y'all doing to people who just trying to get a job, people who trying to live life the right way.
Bro, did y'all hear about that girl that got unalived after applying for a job on Indeed? No, I'm dead serious. Indeed needs to be sued.
Like, when we're searching for jobs and stuff, let's stay off Indeed for real. Like, let's go to real job boards, like maybe LinkedIn, maybe like, I don't know, something besides Indeed, y'all, because when I tell you Indeed is full of it, I feel like they're allowing any employer to get on there and post a job, even though they're lying. You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all, let me tell you, I'm dressed cute for an interview and stuff, but while folk come, I'm coming to like an interview as a customer service representative or associate or whatever affiliate, but come to find out it's really for a cashier position. Oh no. Oh no.
If you use Indeed, this is the number one scam you have to avoid. If you guys have been looking for jobs on a consistent basis, you will know that it takes a company a few days to a few hours just to reply back to your application. As you can see in this comment, the number one scam you're going to run into is if you're using Indeed and you apply to the job. If you get a reply within 5, 10, 20 minutes, It is a scam. Do not fall for it. Big companies have thousands of people applying to their job listing. I'm telling you right now, if you apply to a job using Indeed and they respond to you instantly, it's a scam.
Y'all, sometimes I'm speechless. Okay, I just be speechless sometimes because who the hell does this? Who the hell expects this? I just want a damn job. And you out here opening 25 banks? How the hell?
Indeed, you are not that girl anymore. Like, where is customer support? Where is the fraud investigation team? Y'all are dropping the ball. There's people signing up as fake employers, posting fake jobs, getting all our information off our resumes, and calling us bullshitting. Indeed has become a con artist playground. They playing in our face, and because we need jobs, it's like we're taking them chances, applying at places we've never heard of for the opportunity. I had 2 situations already within the past 3 weeks of applying for jobs on Indeed, where one, someone tried to hack my account. Never happened in the past, I'm going to say 10 years, until I started applying for jobs recently. And then I had somebody come at me in a text message asking me about a job that I never applied for. Went back and checked my receipts to see where I applied. Never heard of this company. They have my information from Indeed. Girl gonna text me, do you want the job or not? Because I felt like it was a scam, so I stopped responding. Like, we gotta do better. We gotta do better. Indeed, what the hell?
Is it just me, or has Indeed gotten scammier? I applied to a job on Indeed. I had an interview today. She then rescheduled it for 2 p.m. I said 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, yes? Yes. I get in said Zoom call. Nobody's there. I wait 10 minutes. Nobody's there. I message her on Indeed. Hey, I'm chilling, like whenever you're ready. Another 15 minutes go by. Still nobody. I go and find their company website. I look for contact info. Find a phone number. Call said phone number. Guess who picks up? A random woman, and just says, hello? I said, hi, is this company? She said, yes. I said, oh, okay. I was supposed to have an interview with this person at this time today. No, that's not me. That's some other guy stole my company name and is trying to get interviews off of it. Not me. Have a good day. Okay.
This world is getting scarier and scarier. You can't even fill out a job application no more without getting scammed, without getting your whole identity taken. And this is really all that I wanted to say. I just want y'all to be really safe out here. Please take this serious. These videos that we post out for y'all is for y'all to take heed and be like, oh, now that I know, I'm gonna make sure that junk don't happen to me. Okay? That's why I put these videos out here. Cause y'all know I don't be having a lot to say on nothing. Okay, I'm just the girl. I'm just the girl out here that like to talk sometimes. Be careful, y'all. Stay safe out here from these crooked folks. Don't just be writing your social security down and saying it for any and everybody. Be cautious. I love y'all so much, and I hope to catch you in the next one.